That's it. So let me ask you a straight question, right? When usually you ask yourself why you? When are the different occasions? Where are the different situations where you ask yourself why me? And I'm going to ask the same question to Free Spirit. When are the different occasions, the different situation where you ask yourself, or you have asked yourself why me, right? Why me? So just share with me. When I do, oh yeah, right on, right on. How's it going, Dr. Hanadie?
Great, alhamdulillah.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
All right, cool, cool. So I was a little bit concerned with the fact that you say you can't hear me properly. So good, good, you can hear me.
It was a technical issue.
Oh, now I'm the one who can't hear you.
Was it the headphones?
All right, that's good. That's good now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Okay, great.
That's good. So, you know, the thing is that let's jump right in because we have kind of behind the time now. Let's jump right in, and before you explain this question or you bring your voice to the conversation, I just want to recenter the dialogue here, right? So I'm coming from the perspective that so many people, where they are facing hardship in life or tragedy, they usually turn back and ask themselves, why me? Why this is happening to me? And I know that from experience, you have got those moments like so many times. And my first question to you will be, why do you think that people are asking themselves, why me?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you so much, Pascal, for having me on your podcast.
My pleasure.
I like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Hanadie, an Iraqi doctor living in Dubai the last 20 years. Starting my journey as a comparative doctor and transferred into a holistic doctor and became the integrative therapist the last 10 years. Your question was pretty interesting because it's actually summarized my journey, my life journey. That reason, like how everything starts, why me, start from an early childhood. The moment that I start my life with an illness that have no name at that time, and the last few years named fibromyalgia. I didn't saw that on my family's eyes, why we have to receive such a child. So the why me was not a negative thing. Probably in my family, partially in my culture. I grow in a culture that you have to be strong no matter what. And if you dare to say, why me, you will get double discipline or punishment.
All right.
And
all right.
I believe that most of us start our journeys as children, like, you know, if one of your parents, that was on a personal level, asked us to do something. And usually we will say, well, why me? Let one of my siblings or brothers or sisters do that. Usually what's happening in my family, okay, since you said that, you have to do it for 1 month. So it's like no objections, listen and learn.
Yeah.
And it built up in a good way to build that faith from within the children. So receiving what and experiencing what I had in my life, from aches, pains, chronic aches and pains, lots of medications, lots of surgeries, asthma, just name it. And each time I'm in the emergency room with the family, I will hear that from others who accuse my parents that why she have to suffer that, why she, and the only support that I will receive that they don't listen to them. You're the way that you are in for a reason. You don't know why, you don't know how, you only have this and you have to work from it. Yes, they might push some boundaries from time to time to see my capability, if I can do something or not. And I learned that from them. So if some situations I've been put in to say no, I will say, okay, what will happen if I did it? So instead of why me, I will say, why not?
I love that.
And I picked my first career as a surgeon. I start my journey as an orthopedic surgeon. I was a young female, graduated from the comparative medicine surgery room, college, and I was doing an extra studies on bone injuries in soldiers. And they said, no, you can't. It's a hard working career. You have to be like, long hours on your feet. I said, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And they said, because this and that and that. So I did it.
I love that.
And a few years ago, again.
I love that.
Yeah, a few years ago, then, when I start to see that my career is not serving the life that I'm in as a wife, a mother, I didn't like to be on that situation again for the non-active person. And I start to have this, why me? Why the others have, enjoying their social life, but it's what's going on? And then I remembered what I learned. There is no why me, there is why not.
Why?
So shifting my own career from, leaving the surgery, starting again from scratch, building up and study extra levels to become an integrative therapist, a natural therapist. So taking the same word and just flip it, it's just like a mirror or a coin, have two faces. And we cannot say there is a face like uglier or bad, worse than the other. It's just another face. You will have it for a while. You have to experience it, because from that you will learn something for future. The choice will be the difference. It's like, if I chose to say the victimized language, why me, and I will sob, and I will sorrow, and I will cry, I will stay that way. And this is what I face it day by day with my clients and the people in the society.
I love that.
So they will close on that shell by a specific choice for a reason. Sometimes an experience that they face it that, okay, it's not worth it, we're not gonna do it. And at that moment, when they show up, and I told them, okay, by the end, it's your choice. Instead of saying, why me, say, why not? If you have this situation or illness or condition, fine. Let's start from there. Take that, why me, and see what can you do with it. The last 2 years, I got another experience as I wake up paralyzed. From chest down, I couldn't walk. And imagine, you don't have, you sleep the day before, you don't have anything. I'm a rehab trainer, so most of the time I'm lifting weight, I help clients, busy lifestyle. And I drop the kids to the bus, back for a nap.
I love
Boom,
that.
wake up.
I love that.
So let me
move. Let me ask you
so
this.
I didn't take that, why me, at that moment.
Okay.
With that, it's a flashing moment. You can either go down or up. The moment of the paralysis was like one of those moments, the why me.
I want to ask you this.
At that moment, I did.
Let me ask you this, right? This is my question. When someone is saying, why me? What do you think is in front of the person? what do you think the person is saying?
Lots of things, but it will start from internal fears. Beliefs that he built over time, situations around them, environment they grow in, and skills. So the why me, the good why me or why not can be built as a skill, the way that I receive it. And many receive it. You can see any part of the universe with a disaster, any kind of disaster, war, hurricane, anything. Not all people went to that cliff. A lot rise up and start to grow and build. So they didn't take that why me. It's just how we receive the trauma, how we translate it. And by the end of the day, it's part of our choice. But the fear is one of these keys that, like, those keys that might clock the person. Lack of knowledge, lack of skills, the shame to ask for help. Most of people say, what will people say if I ask for help? Well, there is another way. If you don't ask for help, nobody will know that you're inside that hole. How can they help you? How can they handle, drop you a rope or drop you a help if you don't ask, raise your hand and ask for help? And that kind of asking is not always a direct asking. Some people, I just ask them, okay, fine. You don't like to ask directly. You can show up in a specific event with specific people. You will learn by default. You will listen and try to practice. If you fail, fine. You can find a coach. So I'm one of those who learn in both sides, from life and from coaches. And yes, I prefer to have mentors and coaches because they will minimize the time that I need to get the experience or the skill. Because they've been there on that road, on that struggle, and they learn how to make it faster, easier, without the trials and errors.
Right. That's it.
So it's
it. You just put it in a way that so simple that I don't even have to ask you the second question, right? You just put it straight. And I believe that the people who are listening right now with us, the people who are gonna replay this part where you just sharing your wisdom and sharing your voice, right? That powerful voice, they will understand. They will understand how to turn that why me into something that could help them in their life, in their career. Thank you so much for jumping here for 10 minutes, for your time, for your wisdom. Thank you so much for your love. And yeah, if you have something else to say, please go for it before I call Coach Sugar on.
Thank you so much. The only thing that I will ask people to do is never stop. And instead of asking for why me, see why it was you at the first point.
I love that.
One day you will have an open window, an open gate for you, and it will explain why you. For me, that paralysis experience shifts everything for me.
That's it.
The moment I was in the hospital, I was leaving the hospital, I received a call from a multiple sclerosis guy. He said, I cannot move. What can I do? I told him, okay, let me reach the house. And I started my first client after this incident. After, it was a fresh client that I used to refuse because I didn't have the skills to help them, the full set of skills that I picked. When I received that client and he started to explain his symptoms, I told him, I exactly know how do you feel, because I was in the experience right there at the same timing. How they feel their skin, how they feel their pain, what's their struggle, that the doctors sometimes don't have enough diagnostic methods to use to exactly pinpoint what they are feeling.
So true. So
And again, tiptoe on why we feel that. Connect with our emotions. And if you can't do it alone, find a mentor, find a coach. A lot of good people like you, Pascal, who
thank you.
can help
Thank you.
to people to find their vision, find their why, find the why not. I might.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Dr. Naji. Thank you so much. I'm keeping the last word is find the vision of the why now. Keeping that with me. Thank you so much for sharing. We'll talk
So
later
much.
soon. We'll talk. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys, you hear that, right? First part, first part. I'm sure that you guys, you got a lot of values. You're writing down things and you're going to execute on those things, right? I don't know, guys. If you have any question before I join, I call Coach Sugar on. You guys just drop your question down, and then yeah, just let's keep this rolling, right? Just jump, ask your question down. Let me call Coach Sugar on. Dr. Hanadie, probably you need to switch off your life if you want to go out. Like you need to just to turn it off, and then you can come back down because I can't do it. You find it?